Hi there, my name is James Myers and I'm a voice teacher here at George Mason University's Potomac Arts Academy, which is in Fairfax, Virginia. We're just outside of Washington, D.C. And I have with me one of my voice students. This is Marissa.
Hi.
Say hi.
Yeah. Hi, yeah.
So she's going to be a musical theater major in just a week or so. You leave for school, right?
Yeah. Let me see, what day is it today?
I think it's a Monday today, so we leave very soon. And Marissa has been a very talented student, been very proud of her progress. And what we wanted to demonstrate a little bit today was healthy belting technique, specifically as it relates to musical theater repertoire. If you go on YouTube, online, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And we're not necessarily claiming to have all the answers, but one thing I've noticed with Marissa is that she does a very healthy job of singing in her belt range. So what we thought we would do is we would just do a couple scales and demonstrate from a couple song examples, and you can see what healthy belting sounds like as opposed to a perhaps unhealthy style which carries a lot of chest voice and extra weight higher in the range. So Marissa, to begin, if you don't mind, let's just start having you sing a scale. We're going to start with an ooh vowel, and I'm starting on a G, so it's a 5-note scale. And Marissa, let's just do it on an ooh vowel. When you're ready?
And do you want me to do anything special?
No, nothing special. Just if you can point out when you feel a shift from your chest voice to a more mixed quality, and we'll stop at that point and see around what note on the piano that happens. So.
All right.
So that note, and if you're following along with the piano, you might know already, I'm starting on a C and going up to a G. So for Marissa's range, around G, and it might depend on the vowel, it might be a little different, but on this ooh vowel, at least today, around G, you're feeling a little bit of a shift, leaving the chest register and going into more of a mixed quality. So what does that sensation feel like to you?
To me, it sort of feels like I'm going from singing a bit lower to a little bit higher, maybe a little bit more in my face and resonance and stuff.
Gotcha. So the vocal folds, that's still where the air is vibrating in the throat, in the larynx. But the sensation changes a little bit from feeling it perhaps lower in the chest cavity to feeling it a bit higher in the face. Sometimes you'll feel a good bit of resonance in what's called the mask area, the bridge of the nose, the cheekbones. And that's a very natural thing that you want to feel as you go higher in your range. Good, Marissa. Let's go back and let's just see what happens when we take this higher in your scale and just go ahead and shift into that mixed quality whenever it feels appropriate. So I'm going to start a little lower than where we just stopped on B flat. And I want to commend you. I think you did a very nice, smooth shift there. Let's see what would happen, Marissa, if we switch from an ooh vowel to an ah vowel, see if that changes the tone quality at all. But still, keep shifting into that mixed register like you did. Again, I'm going to start on B flat, going to F, and we'll work our way through that transition area again, this time on the ah vowel. notes ending on the E flat, and you could in fact take that up much higher. But typically for musical theater repertoire, for belting, one doesn't have to, thankfully, go much higher than that in E flat. If you can get up into that range pretty consistently, you're doing pretty well in terms of handling the standard repertoire in the musical theater genre. So let's take a look at now some actual repertoire examples. And let's start with, this song is called Fancy Meeting You Here. It's from the musicals Lucky Stiff by Stephen Flaherty. And we're just going to start with an excerpt here. And I would like you to first do this in a way that has a lot of chest dominant quality, meaning perhaps pushing the chest voice higher than is ideal. And let's see what happens. So I can see the future.
Okay.
1, 2, ready, go.
I can see the future, can you? Two lives intertwined. Maybe I'm a fool, maybe I'm just blind.
Nice. So it's not a bad sound at all. In fact, it's a pretty exciting sound. The trouble with it might be is when you really push the chest voice up very high, is it can be very taxing on the larynx. So you might be able to get away with that, but in terms of developing a technique that helps you have a career, not just for years to come, but for decades to come, and once you sing it for a very long time. And also, if you have a dream of being a professional performer, particularly on Broadway, where you have to do 8 performances a week, singing in that manner might quickly result in hoarseness, loss of voice, loss of range. So we're going to see if we can find a way to sing this repertoire, but perhaps in a healthier way. So Marissa, what I'd like you to do is sing the same excerpt, and we might go a little further to the end of the song, but in that more healthy mixed voice you get. And let's see if we can hear a difference. All right, so I can see the future.
I can see the future, can you? Two lives intertwined. Maybe I'm a fool, maybe I'm just blind. But now all the worst is over. It's us I'm thinking of. Think what we could do here. We could start anew here. Fancy meeting you here, Tony. My love.
Nice. So that version still sounded just as good, in my opinion, a little better tone quality. And the most important thing is a much healthier technique and a tone that you'll be able to sustain for multiple performances over your career. So Marissa, let's hear from you. What's the difference between the first version, which had a little bit more chest quality, and that second version where you used a little bit more of your mixed resonance?
I'd say in the first version, I have to focus on pushing with my diaphragm a lot more to try to get it out a lot farther than when I have to work with the other version.
Yeah, the more mixed voice
The more
quality.
mixed voice, yes.
Right.
In that one, it's a lot easier, I think, for me to get my breath support there so that it can come out, and it can also go a lot higher. If I was to go on with the chest voice quality all the way to that last note, I'm not sure whether I would have been able to make it all the way there, especially because my breath support, I feel, would be a lot less there because I might have to take more breaths or work harder to get those breaths.
Yeah, you bring up an excellent point. It's one thing to get the note and, oh, thank goodness I got it, but you have to remember you have notes after that, you perhaps have songs later in the show you have to get through, so you don't want every song to feel like it's life or death. You want to feel comfortable doing the songs in a role or a concert or a recital that you may be doing. And yeah, and in terms of your breath support, you feel like you're more engaged on the chest dominant version. But at the same time, I think you do also want a good breath support at all times, regardless of whether you're singing with a chest dominant or more of a mixed quality. I think what you're feeling, though, is in that mixed quality, you don't have to press quite as hard. But make no mistake, even if you sing correctly in this more mixed quality, and if you're not supporting, you're probably not going to be able to get into that mixed quality voice as freely as you might be able to once you're supporting correctly. Good, so very nice demonstration of those two different qualities. Let's go to one more vocal example. This is from the musical Catch Me If You Can. This is called Fly, Fly Away. And this song, I believe, gets even a little higher than the previous example. And because of that, I don't want Marissa to hurt her voice, so we're not going to demonstrate that in the unhealthy chest quality. I just want her to sing it as she naturally does in that mixed quality. And let's see what sound we get as she attempts this. Let's do it. From Baby When You're in the Clouds. 3, 4. Nice, so that's just an excerpt. And Marissa, that was tremendous because the crucial note in this key change, maybe darling, find a hideaway for you and I. We're going from C sharp to D, which if you're a female belter, you know how high that is. And if you're trying to do it in a chest dominant way, you might be able to do it, but it's not a very healthy way, and this more mixed quality will certainly serve you much better in the long run. Well, Marissa, thank you so much for singing through these excerpts for us. Thank you so much for watching this video. And again, my name is James Myers at the Potomac Arts Academy. I'm a voice teacher. This is Marissa, and we hope to see you again soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you.